My name is Ellie, and today we'll be doing a Pilates glutes and lower back exercises. We're going to have 10 exercises and we don't need any equipment for those. So let's get started. Get on all fours and extend your right leg all the way back and start dropping it up and down. So what we're looking to do here is engage our core and lift our leg up and down. First couple of things to look for is look down at your hands and make sure that your hands and your elbows and your shoulders are one straight line. And when you're lifting your leg up and down, you don't have to lift it high up at first. It doesn't have to go as high as my leg is going, just as long as you're getting some movement through the leg. You may not have a straight leg to begin with, and that's perfectly fine. Another thing to be aware of is your left leg that's supporting you. You don't want your weight to go to the side, and you want your hips to be pretty level and at the same side. So if your leg is going to the side and your hips are starting to turn a little bit towards the wall, make sure that you square your hips and you keep your kicks a little bit lower. You're triggering your lower back muscles the higher you lift here. But again, we're looking for that firm butt and not so much our back at the moment. So that's okay if you're not lifting as high as I am. If your neck is starting to bother you, you can go ahead and look in between your hands or slightly ahead of you. And let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now from here, extend your leg in one straight line. You can flex and point your toes a couple of times just to get a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings and your calves, and start circling around. So those are small circles. They're coming from your hip, so make sure that you're engaging your abs here. Doing perfect, you guys. Small little circles. Engage your glutes. Feel that burn on the bottom of your booty. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch to the other side. We're going to do everything on our right side first, and we're going to move over to the left afterwards. So don't worry, if you're starting to cramp up, we'll stretch in just a few more exercises. And let's do 3, 2, 1. Now from here, bend your leg and at your knee and start lifting up. You can flex your toe here to get a little bit more of that lift, or you can point your toe. With the back of your booty tightening, lift up higher. Perfect, you guys. You're not dropping your knee all the way down. You're engaging that glute muscle. So you're just lifting a tiny little bit of movement, just a couple of inches, up and down. Perfect. If you're starting to feel a little bit of a burn, you're doing so good. If not, lift up higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, give your booty a little bit of a stretch. So you can get in a little figure 4, stretch it out, elongate your muscles. If you know me by now, you know I love stretching. It elongates your muscles and it gives them a little break. And in between that, it gives your muscles strength. So rock back and forth if you need to. Look down and make sure that you have a triangular shape in front of you, and then also look back and make sure that your leg, that is your left leg, is not going to the side. Once we're done with that, get back in all fours and let's do the fire hydrant. So from here, you're going to look down at your hands again. Make sure your hands and your elbows all the way up to your shoulders are in one straight line. Engage your abs and lift up to the side in a fire hydrant. Again, look for that extending leg on the left side, not to be going to the side and leaning over. Super important here. You don't want to compensate the movement. Again, you don't have to lift really high up as long as your hips in one straight line. And point your toe or flex, or you can do alternating pointed and flex toe. Just engage different muscles. I like to play around with engaging different muscles throughout my workouts, and you can try that for yourself and see how you feel doing that. Engage your core. Feel your muscles working in your abdomen, in your hands, and you're working that extending leg too. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep your leg up and let's circle. So circle either direction. We're going to do the other side as well. Big circles here. The motion is coming from your hips. Loosen up. Get your legs and your glutes working. Don't lean to one side. Make sure both of your hands are equally on the ground and not leaning towards your left. And let's switch sides. The circles do not have to be big, but make sure that they're coming from your hip and not your knee. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Now, from here, get into your lower and downward facing dog. Lower your feet on the ground. If your heels are not touching, that is fine. Engage your abdomen and lift your right leg up. Get a little bit of a stretch. You can open your hips and let your right leg drop. Now straighten your leg and just kick up and down. Your kicks do not have to be big. But if they are, make sure that you're engaging your lower back here also. Your leg is straight. Try not bending at your knee here. You can bend your supporting leg just a tiny little bit if your hamstrings are not flexible. Think about the engagement of your core. And when you lift up, if your hips are opening too much, then don't kick as high as I'm kicking right now. Feel your glutes lifting and toning on the way up. And let's do 2, 1. Keep your leg really high up. From here, we're going to do a rainbow. So drop your leg to the right, lift it all the way up, and drop it to the left. So you're doing a little rainbow, and your feet do not have to touch the ground each and every time. You can just hover a little bit, a couple of inches from the ground to engage your leg the whole entire time and not give it a break. Or if this is too much for you guys, you can drop down on your knee and do the exercise the same way, just with a little extra support. Whichever way you choose, you can go in here. Your hands are stabilizing you. Again, make sure that your weight is even in both hands. Your standing leg is also working. And I love this rainbow exercise because it gives me a lot of hip mobility. And those are great for any other exercise that you're going to do, or if you're working in your splits. Give me 3 more here. 1, 2, and last one. Perfect. All right, you guys, from here, let's go ahead and switch sides. We're going to start with leg lifts again on the left side. So extend that left leg, and we're going to drop it up and down. Look down, make sure that your legs and your hips are in one length. You're not kicking too high, so your hips are not going to the side. You're not facing the other way. Use your core. Work your leg muscles here. Feel the back of your glutes and your lower back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep your leg up and give it those tiny little bitty circles. You're not circling more than a quarter here. Circles are tiny, and make sure that your body is not like wiggling all over the place. Perfect. Think about your engagement on your back and also on your glutes here. Extend your legs straight. Those tiny reminders that are going to help you engage each and every muscle. Sometimes when we're exercising, we forget that some parts of our body are not as engaged as they should be. So I'd like to give little pointers of what you should be feeling throughout your workout. Now let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Imagine that you're painting a picture with your big toe and you're moving from your hip here. Doing good, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your leg for me. Don't drop it. We're not resting yet. And lift up and down. Right after this, we want to get that nice deep stretch on the left leg. Tiny movements here. You don't have to move a lot to feel these exercises. I absolutely love mat work. I don't do much cardio, as you know by now, but those little movements will get your heart rate up. If you don't feel it, keep it up a little bit higher. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it up here, feel the burn, and drop it down. Get into your pigeon pose on the left side, so your left leg is down on the ground in front of you. Look down, make sure you have that triangle figure, and if this is too much for you, you can always walk your foot towards your right hip. If you need a little bit extra of a stretch, you can lower yourself down on the mat or place your head on the ground. Now, don't get too comfy here. You only got a couple more seconds to stretch those glutes before our fire hydrants. All right, you guys. So back in all fours. Position here is essential again. Your arms are straight and you're going to lift up and down from your left leg. Slow movements. When I first started doing these, I caught myself doing a lot of like one side and trying to level myself so my hips were even on both sides. So like I'll put one hand instead of my fingers, and I felt that was taking a lot from my shoulders. So I realized it does not have to be a big kick for it to work. So you're not compensating any muscles here, and you're not uneven throughout your workout. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get ready for those circles. Keep that leg up and circle. Perfect, you guys. If you're not feeling your booty, then lift the leg higher and make the circle bigger. And now you should be definitely feeling it since we work the other side also. And now that other side is having to support us. 2 more. Last one, and switch to the other side. Circle from your hips here. Feel your hip bone rotating, opening. Feel your obliques kicking in, your low back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's get ready for that down dog. Once you find a comfortable position in your down dog, feel your hamstring stretching. Lift your heels off the ground on your tippy toes and lower down as much as possible. Your heels do not have to touch in the beginning, you guys. So if your heels are higher up, then that is perfectly fine, as long as you feel a stretch. Rock yourself from side to side. And let's go ahead and lift the left leg up and lower it down. Engage both legs. Feel the stretch still happening on the right side. Your hamstrings engaging and stretching each and every time you do the kick on the left side. Straighten your leg. It's going to give you more strength. And both legs here is going to work your muscles a little bit more. So don't bend them if you don't have to. Keep them straight here for me. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Keep your leg up, and let's go. Drop it to the side, to the left, and all the way around to the right. Through your rainbow circles. Or should I say half circles here. If your left hamstring is too engaged and this is too much for you, you can either get on your heel, bend your leg a little bit, or drop all the way down on all fours and still do the same movement as long as your leg is crossing over from one side to the other, or over your leg if possible. Straight legs here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And bend your elbows, support yourself here. Give me another down dog. Stretch the back of your legs. Move from side to side. Do the circular motions if needed. And drop down on your mat. Lay to your side. And there's a couple modifications. You can either stand on your elbow or lay all the way down. Whichever one you choose to do today. Get comfortable in that position. Now, bring your legs parallel in front of you and bend at your knees. From here, our toes are going to be touching the whole time. We're going to open and close. For clams, I absolutely love doing these for legs and for glutes. We'll open up your hips here. One thing to look for is not to rock back whenever you're opening your left leg. So if you're starting to rock your hips back, then open them a little bit smaller. It does not have to be a big movement in order for it to work. If you want to give yourself a little extra challenge, you're going to do a kick with me. We're going to start doing that in 3, and 2, and 1. If not, stay here. If you want to go with me, kick high up. So open, kick, bring your left leg down, and close. Engaging glute muscles a little bit more here. And we're getting a bonus extra leg workout. We only got 2 more exercises after this, guys, and a nice deep stretch. Let's do 2. And last one. Switch to the other side. So again, you can lay all the way down or support yourself on your elbow. Your legs are parallel in front of you, bent at the knees, and start opening and closing here. Make sure that your toes are in contact with one another the whole entire time, so you're not losing any of the benefits from your glute workout when you're opening your toes up. Perfect. Engage your abs here. And if you're ready, you can either stay here or start doing the kicks with me. So open, kick, close, all the way down. Engaging our obliques here as well. If you are on your elbow, not so much if you're laying down, but you can definitely feel your obliques working here. I love any kicks in between my workouts. It gives me a little bit more stretching, and I like to include them with pretty much my daily workouts. Let's do 5 more here. 5, and 4, 3, 2, last one. Perfect, you guys. From here, we're going to lay all the way down for the last 2 exercises that we'll do. Throw yourself down one vertebra at a time. Once you're to the ground, this is a little bit tricky, and it's probably easier with tennis shoes than it is barefooted, but put your feet together and your toes are touching. Lift up from here, and I want you to lift up from your glutes, not so much your legs. Your knees do not have to be dropped all the way down. They do not have to be up parallel either. So drop them comfortably to the side and place your hands down for support. Now they're lightly placed on the ground. They're not lifting you up from here. You're lifting with your glutes. Remember, we're working on glutes, not our arms. From here, start dropping down and up. So we're dropping up and down in bridge position, also in a butterfly. So we're working our glutes, but we're also working our inner and outer thighs here. Engage your core and make sure that the movement is coming from your glutes. Lower back muscles are kicking in. Also, squeeze every time you get to the top and hold it there just for a tiny little second before you lower yourself back down. And you don't have to lower yourself all the way to get a little bit extra engagement in your glutes. So in order to do that, just hover an inch or so from the ground, or barely touch it, but don't rest there. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it up here. Now, let your feet go and place them firmly on the ground. From here, lift up in your bridge position as high as you can. Again, engage those glutes. And I want you to drop your feet down and together. So now they're touching, and it's a little bit harder. Your knees are not separating yet. You're just lifting from your glutes. Drop down, and you can either hover on the ground or drop all the way down. If you do drop all the way down, make sure that your lower back is on the ground also. I'm just going to hover off the ground for this exercise. I'm going to lift up, open your legs in a butterfly position, close, and drop back down. So you can lift, open, close, back down. Lift, open, close, back down. So we're engaging a lot of muscles here. And if you don't have the coordination to do that just yet, then just drop up and down in your bridge position. We're working our inner, our outer thighs, our glutes that are lifting us up each and every time, our lower back, and our whole entire core. And when we work core, it is super important to work your lower back also. A lot of times our core may be strong, but our lower back may be hurting. So that's a very good indicator that you have not done enough of lower back work. So with these exercises that we'll do today, you're definitely going to get your lower back worked quite a lot. If you combine this with any oblique or ab exercises, I'll link some in the description below for a complete workout. You're going to be on your way to look and feel amazing. Let's do 5 more here. 5, 4, feel your inner thighs burning. 3, 2, and the last one. Hold it up here, and let's pulse. And instead of pulsing up and down, let's just open our legs to the side and butterfly and get those inner thighs on fire for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold them open just like so for just a second and drop all the way down. We are done. Let's get to our stretching. So from here, open your legs in a wide straddle position and walk yourself towards the front of your mat or the side, I guess whichever way you're laying. Feel your inner thighs stretching and opening here. Walk yourself to the left and walk yourself to the right. Let go of any muscle tension that you may be holding in your inner thighs. Point and flex your toes. Get to the middle of your straddle. Open and close here. Now bring your left leg inside of your right inner thigh and lean to the side. You can go ahead and point your toes here, press them down. And switch sides. Lower your body towards your leg. And get into a butterfly position. Touch your legs as close as you can to your inner thighs. And if you need an extra assist, then you can press down your legs. I normally don't recommend that unless you're wanting to do it. The opening comes from your hips. So it's not necessarily about your knees, and if your knees are up here, that's perfectly fine. But if you need the extra assist, once that you're working from your hips and they're pretty open, then go ahead by all means and press down. I usually have to do that because my knees don't go all the way down, like they're down, my thighs are touching, my calves are touching, but my knees aren't, so I normally assist myself here with this exercise. Now, move your legs a little bit forward and adjust your sit bones here and lower yourself down if you need to. Perfect, you guys. And we are all done for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this Pilates glutes and lower back workout. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do that now. Don't forget to drop a like. And if you have any videos that you want me to do, please go ahead and comment in the comment section below and I'll make sure to get back with you. See you guys next time.